Welcome back. Darren has already spoken to different contributors in the stand-up comedy scene here in Hong Kong. Let's see who else we get to meet.
Right, first of all, I want to talk to you about your craft. So you have awards in Cantonese and English stand-up, so you're the perfect man to ask. Is the Chinese crowd tougher or what? Because we don't have the tradition. We don't have the cue. We don't see a punchline and we laugh.
I always tell people the toughest crowd in the world that I've experienced is a Hong Kong audience. Because we come in there with our arms crossed and like, okay, you know, the cinema's 1 minute away, the shopping mall's 2 minutes away, you better be worth my time. You know,
Yeah. It's a challenge.
It's a challenge. Everyone's like, you know.
Yeah, I can do it better than you.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone comes in like, I could tell jokes, I just don't, you know. It's like, okay, sure, you know. So you get that type of audience that comes with a challenge mentality. The problem is that when you have the mentality, they're judging you.
But what about like hecklers? I know like that's the big thing in Western countries, and you know, Hong Kong people tends to be a bit more reserved.
You don't get so many hecklers in the local audience here because, first of all, you lose face. You know, if someone's like, hey, most of you guys not funny, right? Everyone's like, oh, I paid for a ticket, not to watch you, to watch him, right? So stop talking. So you get some of that. People don't want to embarrass themselves. Every now and then you get a few that just look at you like, not funny, you know.
I know you've always been to different countries and doing shows and things like that. What's the stand-up scene there compared to Hong Kong? How are they different?
So I've been around, let's say, Asia Pacific. Let's use Singapore as a good example, right? In Singapore, because a lot of people speak English, they're exposed to this culture. So it's very common over there. However, with the multicultural society that they have over there, the good thing is that they'll laugh about everyone. You know, the Chinese laugh about the Malays laugh about the Indians. It doesn't matter. So you get a good blend of Asian mindset with Western culture of comedy. When I first started, people were confused. You're only doing 10 minutes?
Yeah.
What are you do in 10 minutes? Like, I'm used to 2-hour shows at a stadium. What is this restaurant with 20 seats that you're going to do 10 minutes for? So the mentality wasn't there. They didn't understand that. But again, overseas is because of Western culture's exposure, and therefore they're like, yeah, this is what it is, and then they translate to the languages. So in Indonesia, people are doing shows all the time in the more Western style. In the Philippines, same thing. You got Tagalog shows, you got English shows back to back. In India, it's all over the place. Whereas in Hong Kong, we're still more Cantonese-based. So therefore, they've always seen the Cantonese comedy, which is 1 hour or 2 hour shows at a big stadium, a big, you know, performance venue. And
glitter and LED.
Yeah,
and
what's your jacket? You know, are you going to sing a song in the middle? You know,
and then they do encore 7 times.
Exactly, right? Yeah, I'll do one more joke, you know, you'll have that. So you have those. It's a very weird mix, but again, because of the new generation's exposure to Western culture, they're realizing, oh, I like these 5-minute clips on Instagram, you know, I like these 2-minute jokes on TikTok, whatever. And they're like, oh, I want a short version of everything. I don't need a 2-hour show anymore. Give me 2 minutes of funny. That's all I got for you. So it's changing now. So Hong Kong's catching up. I feel it's still lagging behind, but we're definitely catching up in that sense.
Now, it's funny that you mentioned sort of Hong Kong is lagging behind because we've talked to someone else and they said it's hard to build a community, a stand-up community.
Yeah.
What do you think
it's
it is?
One key point, the rent is too high. You know, it's everyone's problem over here, whether you're a housewife or you're a comedian, where it's all struggling with the rent too high. The problem is, as comedy, though, you want to go to a place where you can fit in some people, but how can you pay for this rent at that ticket price? You know, you got to try your material. I can't use the same joke week after week after week, so I got to keep refining my craft. And unlike, let's say, a singer who can sing the same songs week after week. So I've got to rewrite something new, I have to go test it out. So where do I go test it out? I can't rent a venue just to test comedy, right? So that's number one. Number two is also the people's willingness, because like in Hong Kong, we have too many opportunities. Like everything is too close by, so you're constantly calculating what is my sunk cost. If that joke doesn't land, I'm getting up right now.
Yeah, I gave him 3 jokes.
Exactly, 3 jokes and it's the movies for me tonight, you know? So you have that. So people are always calculating. We're too practical over here. So we need to change that mindset of, I want to go and experience this. Not just I was at the show, but I want to enjoy the show.
It has to become a thing, like a night out.
Yes,
like
exactly.
Dinner, stand up, go home.
Precisely.
The things that you've mentioned, the problems that you've identified, what does it take for Hong Kong to get over that hump?
I think first of all, it's the new generation that's changing the minds. For example, like I said, kids are no longer asking for 2-hour shows. They want the quick 5-10 minute comedy. At the same time, the new generation wants different stuff. They're tired of the singing. They're tired of, okay, is this your rabbit? We get it. This is your card. We get it, you know. They want something different. We want something we can relate to. Comedy is so close to people because it talks about life. And people want someone to show me a new angle on life. I'll see a lot of schools now invite me to go there and do performances for kids to show them different arts. They have career days where I share about what I do. How is this even possible? You have people talking about using comedy to alleviate mental well-being. You know, instead of just being, you know, optimistic, learn to look at life in a funny way. So a lot of these things, people are realizing the value of making a good joke, and people are appreciating it. So in in a few years' time, people will think that should be part of life. It should no longer be like comedy show. It should be like, oh, sing K, dinner, comedy, what do you want to do? You know,
Yeah.
Anyone, no big deal. That's the objective.
I've made an observation when I met you.
You did?
You're a woman.
Oh, well, I would like to think so.
Yeah, it's a gift. I know, yeah.
Thank you.
But no, seriously though, being a lady in a male-dominated field like
Yes.
stand-up, I want to understand what's your female perspective as a stand-up in Hong Kong.
I think comedy is difficult to get into, whether
Yeah.
you're a woman, men, is a difficult thing to do because you kind of have to be like this species to like, you have to do it like all day, every day, right? In order to get good. This is one profession that you can't learn from a book. You
Yeah.
have to do it day in and day out. And you have to have the audience in order to get good. Because
Yeah.
the audience is gonna really teach you what you need to know.
Instant feedback.
Yes, it's very quick. If you're not getting laughs, then yes, this is not working.
How long have you been doing this then?
At the beginning of 2019,
Looking back, as a
Yeah.
newcomer, what kind of challenges did you have to face? Because, like you said, it is like a sport and you need to get your reps in.
well, because it's something that no one is actually patting you on the shoulder and say, oh, okay, well done, or keep going, right? You're an entrepreneur, really, right? So everything is you. You are the director, the writer, the producer, the performer, right? So it's really just on you, like you really have to do it. It's still very new
Yeah.
in Hong Kong, right? People are still trying to figure out what is stand-up comedy. What are these people doing on stage? Are they okay?
Yeah.
Like, what are they trying to like, communicate, right? I think, people are just still like trying to figure out what's happening. So venue-wise, it's a challenge because, as you know, the pandemic doesn't really help.
Yeah.
But I guess like most of us are hustlers, so we, pretty much like, try to find anything possible.
So you had no problem at all just jumping on the stage, first day, mic please, done.
I would say the first couple of times, yes, I was very nervous. I'm still nervous now. I'm still nervous like talking to you, but I guess like after a while, you're okay with the fear.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the fear is ever gonna go away. I think even like for very established comedians, they still have this like, like before they go on stage.
Yeah.
But you just have to like acknowledge it and live with it, because that's part of it, right? So yes, I would say I live with it. It's a torture that I'm comfortable in
It's a
in dealing
comfortable hell.
with. Yeah, that's what Jerry Seinfeld said. Yeah.
Yeah. As a newcomer who wants to sort of dip their toes into stand-up and start,
Yes.
what sort of suggestions do you have for them?
Do open mics.
Okay.
Yes. Do as many open mics as possible.
To ask a regular sort of Hong Konger to just get on the stage and just say something funny is a big ask. So what sort of, like, what do you think? They can practice with a mirror or shoot a video or what?
No, do not ever look at yourself.
No? Why is that?
No, because that's not the reaction that you're looking for. You want the audience reaction, not you. Let's say a female comedian want to do this, right? And they don't see any like other people that look like them
Yeah.
doing that on stage. They'll be like, maybe not.
Yeah.
But if you see me doing that on stage, it'll be like, oh, actually,
It's possible.
yeah.
I can be better than her.
Exactly,
To your
exactly.
point.
Yes. So it's like a vicious cycle,
Yeah.
If people see other people is doing that, I think it's an easier thing to accomplish.
It has been an absolute joy to be able to speak to those who are involved in this tight-knit community. And it is sort of a shame that unless you're in the know, you wouldn't even know these guys exist. I know this community is small right now and that it is facing a variety of challenges like finding venues or getting the right talent or even getting a little exposure. But I am optimistic about its future because within each conversation that I've had, the strength of the group really shines through from their genuine support they have for each other's work. And also, in my opinion, I think they need to prevail because there is so much hidden talent out there that deserves our attention. So with the growing support from the local audience, I think we can make for a more connected, understanding and happier society. Because let's face it, from the past couple of years, I think we can all do with a good laugh.